Yay, everybody! Welcome back. Your Kalamazoo Raichu are back for Season 3, baby! Season 3. So, we got a lot of stuff happening here, but mainly doubles format. So that's going to be new. That's going to be interesting. It's going to be really, really interesting. You know why? I've never played doubles with these guys. And, you know, nuisances from last season's coming in again. We got DJ. Turns out this guy, all he does is doubles. So we're gonna have to learn from the best to beat the best. And this season we only got 8 people, but it's gonna be a tough road to the top. We got defending champ Josh and the Farmington Flygons, as well as, you know, some surprise picks here and there from the overall draft that just happened. So this video is going to be essentially just going over what the Kalamazoo Raichu got in terms of draft. We're going to see and check out what we got, check out if it's any good, you know, maybe shed a little bit of light and insight on what we think on other people's picks, and just overall see what we got in store for the beginning of this Season 3. But before we get into what we drafted, I thought it would be sweet to record my initial thoughts going into the season. Alright, so we're taking a sneak peek into the past to look at what we're going to try and bring here for Season 3 of the APDL. And so this time around, we're doing some doubles action. So we have a little bit of a pick strat. This is what we're hoping to do. So first off, we're looking at Heatran here in Tier 1. This guy's pretty sweet. You know, the typing's so sweet, and his stats are pretty decent. I am looking at him because he's just a strong pick into what I'm trying to go for. You know, Stealth Rocks, good typing. I just love him. So we're going to try and get him, snag him first. Next guy that we're going to try and snag is Hippowdon. And I'm, as you could tell, looking to do a little bit of a sand team this time. That's going to be the go into strat. So hoping the draft works out, and we're going to pick up Hippowdon. And I know it's Tier 4, but it's going to try and dissuade people to pick away from the sand picks if I take the sand stream out of the equation. Obviously there's Tyranitar left, but I don't want to kind of use a Tier 1 pick just on Tyranitar. And I'd rather, if I have a Hippowdon, just grab Heatran. So next that we're going to try and grab here is Dracovish. Now I was thinking between both Dracozolt or Dracovish, as they both have Sand Rush, but I'm thinking because of the water, as well as some water absorb, we're going to try and go for that too, since we're going to have a lot of like rock, ground, fire types, you know, Heatran. If we can kind of get this coverage, it's going to be like a nice shoe-in. So that's going to hopefully be the third pick, you know, after we grab the Sandstorm. And again, not hoping that anyone tries to go for this, as if we dissuade people by taking the Sand Streamers, they don't really want the Sand Rushers, right? Okay. The next pick we're trying to go for here, I don't know if this is going to be left, but we're going to try and go for it next, which is the Wheezing Galar. You know, Poison Fairy, we're all about this neutralizing gas here, because our next pick, if we get it, is just going to be kind of like a waiting round, as we'll kind of see the layout of the draft, see if we want to change our picks, see if there's anything that people are trending towards, and maybe kind of gravitate towards doing that or countering it. But we'll grab the Regigigas. You know, the slow start nullified by the neutralizing gas. So these two are kind of like a tandem, but I didn't want to be them to be the main focal point. Taking a book from Season 2 champion from last season, Josh, his most notable duo was Kingdra and Pelipper, which wasn't drafted until the middle of the draft, as like a little rain core, both at the Tier 3. So we're trying to do that here with taking out just the 2 Tier 2 block, just solidifying a nice little combo. Thinking about what we're going to grab next from Tier 4, Reuniclus is a pretty decent Pokemon, having the ability with Magic Guard. And obviously Overcoat's cool, but Magic card here essentially acts as Overcoat, so better. And pairing that with the Sandstorm and getting the Calm Minds and the setups and the good special defense, this is one of the big setup mons that I wanted to try and maybe use this season. And in case people are running Trick Room, which I no doubt is going to happen, we're going to be able to have at least a contender to compete with that. So over to the next team here. The next 6 that I would like to draft are a little bit different. You know, this is like the end of the draft phase. You know, hopefully we get everything that we want. Hopefully. But we're going to start off with Hitmontop. I was looking around at what Noah did last season, and the Hitmontop was pretty kick-ass. I'd like to say it's like a little hidden gem. The rapid spin is always nice, and we need a fighting type. So having this as a nice little tech hopefully is pretty decent. I'm a little bit sad. I thought this thing would be tier 4, but maybe I'm overhyping this thing up, or it's a sleeper pick, but in tier 3 we're gonna grab it. So that's gonna be the next one. So the next Pokemon that I'm thinking about grabbing next in this draft here is possibly a tie between Butterfree and Escavalier. This is, I would like a bug type. Now, the Steel would obviously go well, and the Overcoat, whatnot. This guy might be able to hit like a truck in Sandstorm, have that immunity. I mean, the Fire, 4 times weak to is kind of a bummer, but... Or we have Butterfree, which Gigantamax and stuff is going to be a factor. And the bug type move applies a random status to both Pokemon, either paralysis, burn, or poison, I believe. So I was reading up a little bit on that, and that seems like a pretty decent idea, as well as the Airstream, getting this guy some nice speed. But you know, looking at Compound Eyes, we have Sleep Powder, we have Hurricane, which is now going to be a 90% move after the calc. So yeah, a little bit of a tie between these two. I'm still not sold. I might go with Butterfree just to give me a little more ground coverage. So if I put in Heatran and other people, it will be more of a safeguard against that, and I can start using other Pokemon with Earthquake and just kind of maybe use this as a support mon. So there you have Escavalier and Butterfree. And now the next picks are kind of fun. These are like the last of the draft picks. You know, we started off last season drafting some memes at the start, and you know, maybe that's the success story here, because DJ and I made a pretty decent far. But you know, we grabbed Wobbuffet as our first overall draft pick last season, so we're gonna try and just flip the script a little bit and maybe just stick these people at the back of our picking order. But first off is Archeops, and Archeops here, that Defeatist ability, pretty bad, but rock coverage in the Sandstorm, along with the neutralizing gas, hopefully, from Wheezing, makes this guy a little bit of a scary guy. And if we give him a berry, that helps him speed up in terms of... Not speed up. If we grab him a berry and maybe, you know, throw some acrobatics on there, this guy is a pretty nice move coverage pool and just absolute mass offense. And, you know, lastly, these two are the other tied pick. So it's Butterfree and Escavalier, and then Palossand and Spiritomb as the last picks of the draft that we're hoping to get. Spiritomb is Ghost Dark. I'm just honestly looking for coverage at this point. And defensively, you know, Ghost, Dark, having that nice anti-psychic, anti-normal, some good immunities here, and you know, as a ghost type with Will-O-Wisp and whatnot, just figured it could be a nice little trick to have. I'm always a big fan of utility ghost Pokemon, and Bees from last season was pretty sweet. And finally, if that doesn't work out, or I'm, you know, feeling a little change, again with the water, we're thinking another ghost type Pokemon here as to round out that typing. But, you know, with the grass resistance from Butterfree and Heatran, we're able to go for these grass weak Pokemon typings, and the water compaction could be a decent pickup here, as well as having the shore up recovery move, doing 2/3 during Sandstorm. I just kind of want to meme around with a sandcastle, to be honest. So those are the picks that I'm thinking of, and you know, hope it works out. So let's see how we did. Okay, so now that you saw that, let's take a look at what we actually got. So I know what you're thinking. Garrett, Sauce, this looks nothing like your plan. Yeah, I know. We're gonna go into it. Now, just wanted to say, Quincy. Damn it, dude! This guy, you saw what we wanted, and right away, Galarian Wheezing, Regigigas. Guy first picks a Tyranitar. This guy, I don't know if he like broke into my house. He basically stole my entire strat out from under me, and we basically, from the beginning of the draft, we're having a bit of a battle. He was a bit sad when I took the Dracovish, but I had to do that second overall pick. I had to grab it. So, I mean, you know what? We're going out on a tangent. Later on in the draft, I'm thinking, okay, I'd love to have some special defense boost with the rock type, get a Storm Drain. Guy also picks up Cradily. My gosh. I don't know if he broke into my house and just figured out my strat and was like, you know what, Garrett, that's a pretty good idea. I like exactly what you're picking, and I think I'll do it too. You know, seeing as I have a pick before you, I'll be able to do it. So that's exactly what he did. I had to take Dracovish from him. There's no way I'm giving him that. So, you know, you see him all sad in the chat about that. Picks up Dracozolt. So essentially we kind of have mirroring teams here, except, you know, his Sandsetter is a tier 1 pick, and mine is a tier 4 Hippo. A Hippo. So already things are going a little south. You know, overall though, the rest of the draft, you know, looking at everybody else's picks here, we got shout out to the Edmonton Ice Cubes picking up our OG Gotcha, as well as Cabalion. You know, who knew that these two could work so well hand in hand? But, you know, another pick here, Jackson. Really like that Crocodile. Would have loved to have snagged that. It's a really good pick, I believe. And Noah, our first week opponent for the next week, Veilstone City Venusaurs, trading the mascot for an Entei pick, and, you know, loving that Mudsdale. Pony Boy there, seeing if he can give off some good vibes to Noah in this season, as he was probably one of the MVPs on my team for last season. But without further ado, let's go into why we picked what we picked, and check out freaking how awesome the team is. So, first we got You Got Me, all creamy. But yeah, you know what? Alchemy, gonna perform some magic alchemy because, you know what? We got some Aroma Veil happening. Attract, disable, encore, heal, block, taunt, and torment. Protects users and allies. Pretty good. And a fun thing is that we can go G-Max with this to get some funky moves. We got some aromatherapy, encore. We got a light screen, mystical fire, some protect, recover. Lots of good things. Lots of good things. So really excited about alchemy. Next we got Vish, which in the lineup we got that strong jaw, huge, especially when you're going, you know, Vicious Rend, Crunch, and, you know, Psychic Fangs for screens. That's 3 biting moves. You also got the Sand Rush to complement with Hippity Dippity. But you also just smack. We now have Sawooba! That's right. Why did we take a tier 4 Pokemon? Why did we take this flying piece of garbage? I don't know. Not to spoil too much right away, but we have a bunch of tricks up our sleeve with Swoobat coming up, as well as our first free agent swap, Larry! We got Larry Bird here. We got Larry Bird. You ain't shiny yet. We don't got wins. But Larry Bird, again, these two Pokemon, just kind of watch out. It's going to be a nice little combo happening here. You know, we're going to make sure that we really emphasize our flying weaknesses and, you know, push our opponents in the direction that we want. Hippity Dippity, they're pouting. We got a Sandstream. Now, we did have Gigalith as well. And honestly, just based on how the draft went, I picked up Hippowdon late in the game as I really wanted Larry Bird. And I didn't want to drop Vish or You Got Me in the Dracovish or Alchemy. So we had to drop Gigalith because he was just taking up a T3 spot. And, you know, Sandstream is just an ability. I don't want to be limited by the Pokemon. So, as we're getting limited by Hippity Dippity. Okay. But, anyways, so we dropped him for some Larry Bird. You know, going on to our next team, we got Miami Heatran. And that Flash Fire, doing some good. Soaking up some heat. You know, great typing. Just some great stats here. You know, he learned some Stealth Rock, some weird stuff. He's got a lot of good stuff, and I just wanted to try Heatran out, just typing alone. Love my steals, everything. We got Woof. This boy, it's a tier 4 Stoutland. We have Intimidate on this guy, as well as Scrappy if we come into Ghosts or Sand Rush. So we have even more synergy with the Sand. I don't know how good this guy's going to be, let's be real. But it's fun nonetheless. Stoutland, I want to try and challenge Coach Josh here to battle the mustache, because, you know, he thinks Jellicent has the best mustache, but look at this thing. Look at it. Look how majestic that thing is. Up next, apparently stolen pick from DJ. We just got a Sandcastle. Palisand here. You know, we're grabbing that water compaction, as well as maybe a little cheeky Sandveil, but, you know, water compaction, some pretty cool stuff here. You know, may look into getting a Selgor later on for some water shuriken shenanigans, but yeah, for right now we're just gonna wait. But yeah, we got Palisand here. Really like the whole idea behind where is it? He's got some sort of special move here that's pretty specific to him. Oh my goodness, if I could find it. Shore Up, there we go. In Sandstorm, that's 2/3 health. I don't know, I really like just the concept of Shore Up here. Just trying to use Palisand and you know, do some crazy things with him. And next we got last here is our tier 2s, Slenderman and Jellyfish. Now, you know, I just really love Ultra Beasts apparently. We got that beast boost for both of them. But Slenderman, you know, wanted that bug fighting. Really like those two types just in general. You know, there's going to be a lot of Trick Room shenanigans with Psychic Pokemon, and, you know, according to the Sandstorm team that is now mirrored against me, Quincy, we have some need for fighting. So, what better than Slenderman, which base speed is 151, and we can do a nice little speed swap, some other things, and, you know, just put a Focus Sash on this guy, die in 2 hits, you know, given that there's no Sandstorm on my side to, you know, unsynergize with this thing. Yeah, it's a confusing pick, but we're gonna have fun. And next, besides Slenderman, we got Jellyfish again. And since we were planning on dropping Gigalith, figured, you know what, why don't we just pick up another rock type? We'll need it. Rock types are pretty sweet. You got the Rock Poison for the Fairy. You know, Anti-Fairy. Just gonna hope to maybe get Dracovish. Nice opening every game. But, I mean, looking at this, just a nice little special wall here, because everything else I have on the team is Seems to know what it's doing in terms of defense-wise. So, yeah, looking at Hippity Dippity and Larry here. So, yeah, overall, these are the picks that we got. We're excited to see what we can do with them. First game is against Noah, Veilstone City Venusaurus, and I never got to actually face him in the second season at all. So just how the schedule lined up, we never got to face in playoffs. Just really excited to see how we fare against Noah. You know, overall, I really like the teams everybody's pulled out here. And, oh, Peyton with the Heliolisk, like that. You know, Dane Cook, he's moving on. We got so many past players just finding their way on people's teams. But in general, besides maybe the Corviknight, Hellego, everything's pretty standard new here. Never touched any of these picks, so really excited to try and find out our way in the doubles format. So just wanted to give you guys that quick sneak peek, and you know, there's gonna be some action happening soon, as you're gonna not want to wait to miss out on what we are bringing. And you know, stay tuned for that video. You're gonna see the lineup that we bring against Noah, and you know, hopefully they'll win. So start off the season strong. Now we can ask ourselves, did we have a bad draft? You know, probably. I'd say we were probably one of the more weaker drafts, but it's fun to see what we're able to do. So, I mean, time will tell, right? Time will tell. So, anyways, this is Sauce signing off. Thank you for watching, and look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Peace. Go Raichu! I wanna be the very best that no one ever was. Just wanna be the very best.